I, sorry. I, Njeru Leo WAMUTHENDE, having been elected a member of the National Assembly, do swear in the name of the Almighty God that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the people and the Republic of Kenya, that I will obey, respect, uphold, preserve, protect, and defend this Constitution of the Republic of Kenya, and that I will faithfully and conscientiously discharge the duties of a member of Parliament, so help me God.
Congratulations.
Shinda genuinely. Wewe Muthende hukushinda genuinely. Those are GMO politicians from State House, Kasongo, GMO.
Ladies and gentlemen, today, being on Thursday, marks exactly 1 week since the by-elections were conducted all over the country and the showdown went down between President William Ruto and the united opposition led by his former Deputy President, Rigathi Gachagua, to actually determine who really has the support of the people ahead of the 2027 general election. Among some of the by-elections that shocked the country was that of MBEERE North in Embu County, where the United Democratic Alliance candidate Leonard Morioki Muthende secured a narrow win of about 500 votes against the United Opposition candidate from the DP party, Newton Karish. The said by-elections in MBEERE North having been marred by voter bribery and voter rigging, violence against the voters, the United Opposition has recently launched a legal battle to have these by-elections results nullified. This happens as on 2nd of December, the elected members of Parliament went ahead to be sworn into office by the Speaker of the National Assembly, Moses Wetangula, just minutes after the said elect members of Parliament had met with President William Ruto in State House, Nairobi. Now, even before the United Opposition are given a date to present their case in court against the IEBC results in the MBEERE North by-election, something unexpected has just taken place. A fierce legal showdown is taking shape at the Embu High Court as two voters from MBEERE North challenge the validity of the November 27th by-election about the 2025 parliamentary by-election. Now, the petition filed by Julieta Karigi Kedhombi and Patrick Gitonga Gichoni seeks to nullify the election of Leonard WAMUTHENDE Jeru, popularly known as Leo WAMUTHENDE, alleging he participated in the contest under two conflicting identities. The petition has described the matter as a grave and unconstitutional irregularity, claiming that the MP's identification documents and nomination records reveal inconsistencies serious enough to invalidate his victory. According to the High Court documents, the voters argued that the integrity of the electoral process was compromised and that the Independent Electoral Boundaries Commission (IEBC) failed in its constitutional duty to verify the personal details of candidates before clearing them for the race. Karigi and Gishoni contend that the identity discrepancies raises questions about the legitimacy of Jeru's candidature, suggesting that he may have used separate names in different stages of the electoral process. They argue that such contradictions violate electoral laws that require all candidates to present uniform and verifiable identification, including their national ID, academic credentials, and nomination papers. The petition has further insisted that the alleged inconsistencies among the misrepresentation and breach of public trust, undermining the credibility of the by-election. They now want the court to declare the poll invalid, arguing that voters were misled and denied the opportunity to make an informed choice. Jeru, who was declared the winner after a competitive race, has not yet issued a detailed response but is expected to challenge the accusations vigorously. His legal team is likely to argue that the petitioners misinterpreted or misrepresented the documents in question, and that any minor discrepancies do not amount to grounds for nullifying a democratic exercise. As the case proceeds, the Embu High Court will determine whether the claims meet the legal threshold required to overturn an election. The petition has triggered intense political discussions in MBEERE North, with the residents watching closely to see whether their newly elected MP will retain his seat or face removal barely weeks after taking office. Now, as we inform you that the moment you realize these that people have started filing petitions against the said elected member of parliament, you just know it is about to go down. Speaking about this, I want to also in connection to the said petition that has been filed at the Embu High Court, I want you to listen to this video clip of one lawyer Ndegwa Jiro.
Finish. Ati huyu Muthende jina yake katika ballot paper ilikuwa imeandikwa Leo Muthende Njeru. Katika Kim's Kit ambayo inashuhudia voters register ameandikwa Leonard Murioki Njeru. Ukibadilisha jina lako, si umebadilisha? How comes that the election commission allowed a different person to participate in an election? I put a question to them.
Now, listening to the said statement delivered by lawyer Ndegwa Njiro, it actually lays the grounds that the said person that was actually verified by IEBC to vote and also to get involved in the said by-election or to contend in the said by-election is a person that is integrity is actually questionable. And these can actually lay grounds for Leonard Muthende's disqualification and the nullification of this by-election. Now, apart from this, something else today has actually triggered a lot of things on social media. 2 from 34 A's from a certain polling station in MBEERE North has led Kenyans to ask a lot of questions on how the IEBC actually went ahead to verify and actually declare Muthende as the winner, yet the said documents Form 34As presented to them were forms that had been signed by 2 different agents from the same person, yet they were from the same polling station. The agents that signed these papers as actually, I mean, they are actually questionable. Are we together? Now, these has actually triggered a response from one UDA, or let me say President William Ruto digital strategist, Dennis ITUMBI, who went ahead to actually respond to the said allegation of these documents that are going to stand in court as evidence to actually lay grounds for the nullification of the said by-election, where it is said not to have been a free and fair by-election. Quoting what Dennis ITUMBI had to say in regards to the MBEERE North petition, he says, "Uongo ni uongo ni uongo. Lies will remain lies. Gitiburi polling station 1 and 2, the lie. CS Geoffrey Kiringa Ruko kicked out agents. The truth. All agents present signed the results. They were not kicked out. Emerging issues. Number 1, why were the signatures different? The agent with different signatures were DP agent, watuambie agent ni wao. Importantly, it points to opposition disorganization during the by-election. They had 1 agent for 2 polling stations. Now, that is something that actually brings up the question. It doesn't matter whether it comes from the opposition side or the ruling side. What matters is that there was this violation. I mean, how can one agent sign 2 Form 34As from different polling stations, 2 different polling stations? Because, I mean, if we all have our understandings on the matters of IEBC and how the overseeing of an election or a by-election are held, one agent is assigned to a certain polling station, one polling station, and they are supposed to sign on the said results. But according to these forms from the said, I think it is Getibori polling station, was signed, an agent from this polling station signed on these papers, on this form 34A, and they went ahead again to sign in another polling station, which actually lays grounds for the nullification, or let me say irregularities in the said by-election. Now, going on with what Dennis ITUMBI is saying, he says importantly, it points to opposition disorganization during the by-election. They had one agent for 2 polling stations. They forwarded his name for accreditation as an agent. Ni mtu wao, wamuulize why he signed both forms, why he used different signatures. Just called the UDA agents and they confirm the accredited DP agent signed both forms. In any case, the CCK agent signed 2, indicating that ROCO did not kick out agents as alleged. Writing experts will be engaged and confirm that that fact, if that arises in a petition. Hakuna kuepa na uongo. Now, the story has changed from takeover of a polling station as framed by, as they say, ITUMBI says, by Mr. Rigathi Gachagua and Murang'a Senator, to signatures. Secondly, why did Karis get 55 votes in both polling stations? One wonders why they are not asking about Ngari Daniel Ireri, who had 0 votes in both stations, or Ireri Lawrence, who gets 1 vote in both stations. Hii uongo yenu na spin imefika mwisho. If the system... Now, let me tell you, when you hear Dennis ITUMBI actually trying to verify or trying to point out things that actually have been pointed out as irregularities in the said by-election, just know it's about to go down. And actually, the united opposition, or even the said people that have laid this petition, have a credible case that can actually lead to the said disqualification of the said by-election. Now, somebody tells them, if the system here facts is right as they are trying to, what makes the signatures for all the agents in the 2 forms be different, despite being the same individuals? Was someone signing for them? Interestingly, Simon K. Namu was an agent in both polling stations and had a signature for each section. Number 2, I thought the form's serial number should follow each other. If it is the same polling station, why 48 and 51? Where is 49 and 50 and 50? Number 3, wonders. Newton Karish got exactly 55 votes in each of the said polling stations. Ladies and gentlemen, I tell you, it's about to go down. And actually, this gives Newton Karish a fighting chance. It gives him a fighting chance. Those that might have thought that Leonard Muthende swearing in actually means the head of the battle for Newton Karish, then they are in for a treat. Ladies and gentlemen, that is what is going down. I would love to hear your take in regards to this matter. Leave a comment on the comment section. See you in our next video. Don't you forget to subscribe. This is the Kenyan Daily Report.